Another simple painting of autumn trees. I'm going to put a bit of green in the trees because really with autumn trees you do get evergreens, and you certainly get a lot of ivy in the UK climbing up trees. It's a wonderful subject to paint. I know a lot of people don't like it, but artists, it just adds wonderful texture and gives all sorts of opportunities to show off oak trees and trees that ivy traditionally climbs up. Sunny day today, quite mild for the time of year. It's been freezing cold most of the week with thick frosts and so on, but it's a really nice day today. So I'm just going to make this up. It's Fabriano, £130. I think it's cold pressed. I'm sure it's not that smooth. It's got a grain, a mechanical sort of grain on it, but it's quite inexpensive if you can get hold of it. Here in the UK, you can buy it from Art Discount, Granthams, or Curtis Ward. To be fair to them as well. There's my palette: lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, Payne's grey, burnt sienna. Don't use them all. And they come in tubes, 21mm or 71 US fluid ounces. Winsor & Newton cotton. They're student quality and they're very good for what we use them for. Wet in wet with this paper. I think probably next week I might go back to using some of the lovely Arches paper and Saunders paper. But for wet in wet, this is fine. So I'm going to wet the paper all over. Make sure my brush is clean. So this allows the paint to spread very simply. It lubricates everything, but you get lovely misty effects with it. It would be better if it wasn't such a steep angle. Like 30 degrees is probably about the ideal for watercolours. This is about 45 to 50 degrees. I could tell you exactly. I've got my old Draftsman's adjustable square, which doesn't seem to be adjustable. Oh yeah, there we are. Used to use that when I was freelancing as a draftsman many years ago, previous lifetime. Right, okay, so what have we got here? That is 45 degrees. Well, it's still too steep really. The water runs down too quickly. But anyway, it's this angle because of the way I have my camera set up. So we'll put some sienna. Stock in trade, use more sienna than probably, and burnt sienna than any other colour. So just warm up everything with a bit of this. This would be like a woody scene, autumn scene. Okay, let's put a bit of sienna in there, and we'll put in a bit of blue because it's a lovely day today. So we'll nice, and I'll mix a bit of alizarin in with the blue. Look, just random, coming in down there, and a bit of cloud, a bit of light red, and a bit of ultramarine. Just coming across the page. Okay, now because I'm right-handed, I sort of start on the right, and that's the way it just goes. Okay, let's just reclip. No need to stretch the paper before you paint on it. With this method, just reclip it as you go, and it will stay pretty flat. Look, that's pretty flat. Any moisture that congregates at the bottom of the page, just lift off. Otherwise, it'll go back up. Now that's quite a nice sky, so I'm going to dry that now. So mute now. Right, so we need a bit of background, so we'll put a bit of the sky colour just over that. A bit stronger here and there. I think it was quite dry there. Okay, that'll do. And then put in some different colours as we come down into the foreground. So a bit of yellow, mix the colours a bit. We don't want monotony. So a bit of water in there as well, I think. But nice rich greens. I'll make these a bit rocky here for this sort of a bit of water coming through. Work fast. And I want to just etch out some rocks in this. So I'll just put in some dark. Bits and pieces, so we can just get our plastic card and then just lift out. A bit of a tumbling stream there, and some in here. It's coming across here, sort of a mountain stream coming down, and just flick out some bits of texture. Okay, now we're going to the background. I'll just dry that off. I don't want that to be too ghostly. I'm going to cover most of that anyway, the background, but I'll try to remember to leave some of it poking through. Right, okay, so let's put in some sienna and a bit of lemon yellow. So, a bit of water in there. Bit of Payne's grey. So some sort of greeny bits just coming along here. Just making this up as we go merrily away on our way. This is just sort of texture. Got a nice good rich green in there now. Payne's grey, lemon yellow, burnt sienna, dark green. Sort of piney type. Coming up here, bit of blue in it. All very tricky, not tricky, simple. So there we are. So Payne's grey now in with that, just make that darker. Okay, we can A bit more texture in here. Leave a lot of open bits on it, otherwise it'll just be too flat. Right, now I'm going to put in some nice, strong, ready colour there. That's sienna, but nice and rich, a bit of red. But just have fun with your paint. It doesn't matter if you don't sell it or anything. It's just a wonderful thing to do. There we can sort of flick out some bits and pieces. Okay. Let's just put some darker bits of the shadow in there. Right, now we'll put in a bit of greeny stuff sticking up above this here. Just using bits of the hake. Don't need to go too mad with it, and we'll put a bit of tumbling stream coming through here in a minute when that's all dried off. Get some autumn colours here. I'm going to dry this off in a moment. Now it's a very, very simple scene, it's just a bit of shadowy colours in here, in these rocks. Give the three-dimensional look. Okay, I'm going to give it a good dry now, so be prepared. Get your warning, somebody blast your ears off. Right, ready, go. I might just leave that as clear water. The sky, I've sort of half and half. I might take some of these pines further down, or maybe over here, to go into the sky, to connect to the sky, to the landscape. Always a bit of a problem. You can use birds to do it. I'll just clean my palette a little bit. Just a bit of kitchen towel. I buy great big rolls of the stuff because it's no good buying little ones. You need a big roll to start with because it lasts forever. It's the cheapest way to buy it. Okay, let's clean paint. So a bit of still a bit of reflection, I think. The brush is not really clean, so let's just wet a little bit of this and just put those reflections in a little bit. Right, they're dark, so darky green, Payne's grey, lemon yellow, and it's just oops, I'll lift that out in a moment. Right, I'm just going to use a bit of blue, and we'll just put a couple of these in here. Just a little bit of blue in with the mix, just to make it look just a bit like a pine. A couple of pines. Why not? Right, okay. So we can then reflect those down into there. Right, I don't think that shows up too well, does it? Right, we'll dry that off. So I want to lift out that little bit there, but you have to dry it first. Right, I'm going to use an inch, my inch flat if I can find it. There it is. Bit of tissue, and I've got to strengthen up in there because it's just too similar in contrast to the rest of the picture. So, where's my brush? These are good brushes. They're for acrylic, but they've got this thick paint on, and with the water it peels off. Look. And I have given it a few coats of acrylic, dilute acrylic, but well, I've had them for about 4 years, so they haven't done bad, but they just don't feel very nice in the hand now. Right, I just want to take a bit more of that out. Let's just clean that out there. Connect that one. Right, let's put a little bit of depth back in that. Right, I'm going to just stiffen up the foreground a bit. A little bit of water to do that. Nice warm colours, really nice and dark in there. A little bit with the rigger and the mow. Let's just get that in there. That just sort of make it look more like the foreground. And just a little bit of coming over that rock. Okay, that should do. All right, rigger. Let's just put a couple of these. Just so they're a little bit spiky. Right, bit of paint's grade, a bit of ultramarine. I think I liked it before I started mucking about with it. Just coming out from behind that rock. tell you what I'll do, I'll bring that foreground into that over there, I think. So it started off simple, but it ended up quite tricky. Right, okay, that's not too bad. Right, a couple of birds. Got a signature, it's worth one. Right, clean the hake. Don't leave your brushes, even with watercolour, to go dry, because it's quite difficult to get it. It comes off, but it's a bit of a nuisance when you pick up your brush, wet the paper and find it's all muddy. Right, we'll put a mount around that and have a look at it. That's all we're doing today, till Monday. Well, there we are, sort of an autumny scene. Let's bring this up a little bit. Oh, kills my wrist, that does. Wearing out. Well, there we are, a rocky scene. Could be anywhere really. We've got some rocks in here, they're not so clean now, but anyway, I like this bit and I quite like those. I like the background and I like the sky, but I'm not sure about the rest of it, but see what you think. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your weekend. Bye bye.